Bam, bam, bam. Live action, live action. What's going on? Getting ready for Sunday Night Football, man. I'm really starting to get antsy. I'm ready to just kill anything I see. I want the Browns dead. I want the Browns dead. And what are we going to – let's start it off with this. Justin, how are you doing?
Wow. Yeah. Look at that. Look at Myles Garrett's long neck. The person who made that photo, me, I actually had to Photoshop most of Myles Garrett's neck out of that picture because it would have looked too unusual. So he's got a long neck, my back. And Sunday Night Football, Bobby, first time since 2017. Feeling good.
Yeah, man. It sucks that it's like, oh, we have Bradbury out, we have Jones out. It's like bad circumstances, but it is Sunday Night Football. I am like, you just kind of relax during the day. You kind of forget what the Sunday Night Football is like. You just watch games, and then it's like right at this moment, we're just ready to roll. And people are saying this is a Bobby Skinner tweet. It's not. This is the workings of Justin Penick.
No, it all started with me looking at a picture of DK Metcalf a couple weeks ago. Like, it's weird how he just wears a binky as a mouthpiece. So then I'm like, oh, let me just make this picture of a father holding his child, since Metcalf is a baby, and it's snowballed ever since. So
So hit us with questions. All right. So with Colt McCoy playing tonight, with Freddie Kitchens calling the plays, do you think, like, you know how I do the 2 + 15-yard route like stat every week?
Yes.
Do you think there's a chance? The offense isn't going to be like some brand new offense. Like we said earlier this week, they didn't fire Jason Garrett and then try and revamp the offense. Jason Garrett is still involved in the day-to-day. But Kitchens is the play caller. He is the play caller. He is known to be a little more aggressive. Do you think there's any chance that when I do that stat this week, it'll be the most that we've had the entire season?
We would honestly have to – this is something I should have done with looking at, like, the Browns' tendencies and how often the Browns have allowed explosive plays. I think there's a chance, yes, simply because I think Jason Garrett has done it so little and we've been so conservative that just calling a few more plays and prioritizing – maybe not prioritizing like, okay, you are going to throw the ball deep. You have to throw the ball deep. I think there's a chance, yes. Definitely top 4. This game is going to be in the top 4, maybe in terms of 10+ yard attempts and 10+ yards routes run. And just because, and Bobby, you've talked about this too, you are looking for just the routes to be run deep, because even if you don't throw the ball deep, that opens up some of the underneath stuff.
Yeah, exactly. I wonder though if Colt McCoy being in tempers that away. So like I'm going through the matchups for Jones. I didn't do the Seahawks game, but I know he didn't pass it. 8 attempts, 6 attempts, 6 attempts, 9 attempts, 9 attempts, 9 attempts, 8 attempts. I think the most was, believe it or not, you don't want to know what game had the most this year?
What?
The Dallas Cowboys.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. That was the game, ironically enough, that we scored the most points, and it was also the game that it was the most shootout kind of game that we had all year. So.
Actually, excuse me, it was the Bears. The Bears was 13 attempts. Dallas was 20 attempts. But even in that Bears game, you think we didn't score a lot of points? Well, we didn't. We were behind. We didn't score a lot of points in that game. On those plays, 10 for 13, 77%. 9.45 yards per attempt, 124 yards. The interception came on that, but that was an interception that popped off of Evan Ingram's hands. On the other attempts in that game, they were averaging 4.3. Like they averaged more yards on those amount of attempts compared to the 24 others. So I think there'll be eagerness to do it, but Colt McCoy being in probably will temper it back a little bit. But like I said, Colt McCoy, he's not great, but it's not like he has a noodle arm,
No. The thing is that the pocket awareness just is not there. Like we sometimes think the pocket awareness is bad for Jones. It's even worse for McCoy. The mobility just is not there. And that we shouldn't expect it to be there for Colt McCoy. And there were some throws, at least I don't know how much you can judge in Cincinnati, but even in Seattle, there were just some throws that just came out flat. He's a backup quarterback, Bobby. He's a backup quarterback, and there's a whole nother conversation that needs to be had of should the Giants invest a little bit more at backup quarterback this offseason? I would say yes. So it's tough. This game is not impossible to win, but at least in my mind, it's not likely.
Not likely, but I don't think it's. I think this is way less far-fetched than being the Seahawks. The Browns are not like some amazing team. They've squeaked out some games against some bad teams. They had a nice game against the Ravens, but it's not like the Browns are out here like stunting fools. Like the Titans game was nice. The rest of that, it was usually if they were playing a good team, they were getting blown out, like the Steelers, the Ravens beginning of the season, and then beating some bad teams barely. The Jaguars, the Texans, they haven't been out here just blowing teams out and like revamped as a team. Their running game is awesome, but they are a team, and I say this with Patrick Graham. Patrick Graham is really good against the teams who have an identity and they stick to it. That's what the Browns are. Outside zone run, setting up play action, setting up big like deep shots off of play action, not just play action, but it's just outside zone bootleg, outside zone bootleg, outside zone bootleg. That's what their offense is.
Yeah, so the Browns are also
Graham will have something schemed up good. I don't know if it's going to work with Bradbury out, but he will have a good scheme for this game, I believe.
Yeah, the Browns are also the team that is most explosive with their running backs in the running game. They have the most 10-plus yard runs with their running backs in the National Football League, and they have it at the highest rate. So it's going to be, a key for the Giants every single week on defense. And this is just a key every week in the NFL when you're an NFL defense, not allowing the explosive plays. Preferably, you don't want to allow them in the passing game. But really this week, because of how well-versed the Browns are at throwing the ball down the field, plus rushing it for the big plays too, getting 10-plus yards with Chubb and with Hunt, it's going to be a tough test. I hope his back is doing all right because we're going to need him to move around. We're going to need Tate Crowder to take some good angles and be really athletic. We're going to need Dalvin Tomlinson and Dexter Lawrence to really step up as well. Leonard Williams is going to have to be able to get to the quarterbacks and stay disciplined in terms of taking good angles when Baker Mayfield does his rollouts and play action. Because the whole benefit of having play action, Bobby, is to have those rollouts to get you away from the interior part of the line so you don't have a lot of pressure in your face. That's a benefit of play action. So it's going to be tough, but like you said, you trust Patrick Graham to come up with something good when a team has a specific identity. Unmute yourself.
I said they play a similar game to the LA Rams, and we did really well against them. I get that Bradbury's out, but the Browns don't have like an outside number one wide receiver. They're playing Higgins and Donovan, right. Peoples-Jones. Darnay Holmes being out, I hurts obviously. Having Bradbury is obviously a bigger loss, but I don't think it's I'm not afraid of the Browns. What do you guys think of the Chargers QB coach as an OC option, Pep Hamilton? I would like it. I'd have to look into it more what he did before this year without having like Keenan Allen and Mike Williams as wide receivers, but I would like it. I mean, the hell, they're even getting that Guyton guy out deep. So yeah, I wouldn't be against it. Let's see. What are the chances we see anyone but Colt takes snaps under center? Basically zero.
I really do want to see Jabril Peppers back there. I do.
Stop it. This is the NFL. This is the NFL. It will not happen.
Come on, what with the Ronnie Brown and Cadillac Williams? What's his face?
There's a reason you don't see that anymore. So it's like playing Jalen Hurts in at quarterback. And
no, but here's the thing. If you put Jabril Peppers back there, but then you don't put Colt McCoy at wide receiver, then there's some value to it. How about 13 personnel, Bobby? 13 personnel with Jabril Peppers at quarterback, and we're just gonna run it down your throat. Come on, that'd be so fun.
I would not like that. Unless it worked, I would play the results, but I would not even consider that. We need him on defense. All right. Ross Carson, love the content, gents. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Ross. I appreciate that.
Happy holidays, Ross. Happy holidays.
Thank you, Ross. Let's see. Let's see.
Joe Webb. A lot of people talk about Joe Webb talk.
I would look. Oh, that's why, because you brought Jabril Peppers. I was like, where does Joe Webb come out? Yeah, it'd be better off just playing Joe Webb than Jabril Peppers.
Oh, no, I disagree. Big time disagree.
Like, Jabril Peppers doing what, like, every NFL player does in high school, like, doesn't give him the pass to do it because they did it.
Jabril Peppers was one of the best high school football players of all time. I don't want to hear this.
But we're like every other NFL player.
No. Yeah, Marcus Golden did have 75,000 yards as a running back his senior year.
Bet you had a lot of sacks.
He also did have a lot of sacks.
He was one of the top sack getters in Missouri.
He also was one of the top.
You just like him because he's from New Jersey.
Well, correct. Yes, I'm biased. I actually hated him. I hated him when he was in high school.
See, and you like John Hillman. Shows your taste in running back.
I loved John Hillman in high school. Such a joy to watch him.
Was he one of the New Jersey's best high school players of all time?
No. Savon Huggins was, and he was a couple years before. He also went to Rutgers for a hot second.
I always say John Hillman is the worst Giants running back to start a game in the past, like in my lifetime. Like you can't think of anybody worse. And people have tried. They've tried to hit me with it. You cannot find one who started a game for the New York Giants than John Hillman.
Big win for Andre Brown and Orland Starqua. Big win. Love those guys.
Golden Tate will also. We thought we were going to run a lot of trick plays versus Seattle. We didn't run any, like nothing, fake punt, nothing. So I know, but it's Sunday night, so Joe Judge may want to flex his muscles.
Well, Kitchens is going to throw the kitchen sink, so
I like it. I can't wait for that storyline. We're going to get a lot. Freddie Kitchens has gotten no airtime this year. Like you don't even get him. Like, oh, there's Freddie Kitchens, but he's going to get. I mean, he's going to get more than Joe Judge tonight.
Throw Collins says hate is a strong word. I hated Jabril Peppers in high school. I did. He was at a rival. He was at a rival high school. Steve
Erkin says Jennings. Like, come on, dude. Like, I get you may not like Jennings, but to say that he's worse than John Hillman is just ridiculous.
Rashad Jennings was worse than Andre Brown and Orland Starqua. Can we make that clear?
No, he was not worse than Orland Starqua.
Oh, what? Andre Brown was worse than Orland Starqua. Out of the bottom tier running backs that we've had in the last couple years, 7-8 years, it is Orland Starqua is the best. Andre Brown number 2, Rashad Jennings 3, John Hillman number 4.
Bad take. Bad take.
At
least we get Tarico on the call. Yeah, but I really, unless it's March Flair, use most of the time I don't care.
I'll have Bob Papa in my ears.
Denzel Ward is going to lock up Slayton.
Okay.
He should hope so. He sure should hope so. It would be a real shame if he didn't. We have some Browns fans in here, and I welcome you.
That's right. Because
they like the rookie left tackle videos.
Yeah.
Like I told you guys, I'm going to be cocky and arrogant for this week, so you're going to have to ignore me. Especially if we win, you're going to have to ignore me. But it's like, like end Baker. Like I'm in the mood to just end Baker Mayfield. See, said Browns fans here. Let's see. Y'all chill on my cousin Dre. He's a great father and one of NC's. I was just going against Orleans Darkwa. I mean, do we want to pull up Orleans Darkwa stats right now?
You only. Well, it's not fair to pull up a running back stats under the 2017 Giants offensive line. Don't do that. You know better.
We're comparing them to all the other Giants that played behind that offensive line.
You know better than that. Orleans Darkwa single-handedly got us our last Sunday Night Football win. So I don't want to hear any slander. Our last Sunday Night Football win against the Denver Broncos single-handedly carried us to a victory.
That was Mike Sullivan who won that game for us. All right, what are we doing here? Let's get us some questions. He said, "Listen, I'm only here because of the wheels." I expect that. I expect that, Brandon. Let's see. Which is going to be a rough matchup. Like, we have no pass rushers, and the Browns' offensive line is really good. Like, that's going to be our edge versus their tackles is going to be tough. And I'm not even the biggest Jack Conklin fan in the world, but like, I just don't see any of our edge guys beating Jedrick Wills on a play.
Well, you're going to have I think if there's a night where we're going to see 3 defensive lineman sets, like 3 big interior defensive lineman sets, it's going to be tonight because there's going to be an emphasis on stopping the run.
Yeah. I wonder how they're going to do that, though. We didn't really get into a ton of like game planning for our preview show because there's so much Giants news going on.
Yeah.
But like you said, I think there's going to be those guys. I think you're going to see a lot of Blake and Tay Crowder. Who's going to be that 6th guy in the mix, though? Like, who do you think is going to be is it going to be Carter Coughlin?
Carter Coughlin has been the most impressive edge guy because Fat Girl's not back. So Carter Coughlin out of
Cam Brown, Lelos, and Jabal Sheard.
I think Coughlin has been the most impressive. I think they go Sheard just because of the experience. Maybe a guy that's going to get the majority of the snaps, but I think Coughlin's just been the most versatile, impressive all around. He even made an awesome play, a tackle for loss in the run game last week. He really kept his containment to the outside. Yep. Didn't get the running back get to his outside shoulder. It was a really nice play.
Stole a tackle for loss from Tay Crowder. I was a little disappointed. I wanted that for my guy, Tay Crowder. Seager said, if Kitchens calls a great game and Giants puts 20+, does he take over play call? I don't think they would be like, hey, you just got back from coronavirus. We're actually going to demote you. I just don't think they're going to do that. Although I would want them to do it.
That's a tough look.
Let's see.
It could make them ask questions about decision making moving forward, though, like 100%.
Oh yeah, I was on Albert Breer's live stream last night. He said 50-50 on Garrett, which I guess really doesn't mean anything. It just means I don't know. Tonight will be a breakout game for Xavier McKinney, calling it now, dude. He's gonna play in that nickel corner, but I don't think they're just gonna like the last game where you have everything else in place besides Holmes. Now that you have no Bradbury and most likely no Holmes, I think they're actually going to use him in diverse ways.
Let's talk about this too. I just thought of this, kind of going back to the edge rusher piece. Jesse Armstead is the outside linebackers coach tonight. He's coming down from being in like a front office role. How cool is that?
I know, that is nuts. Like, and they said that it was going to be Kevin Sherrer and our guy Jody Wright, and it just flat out like nope, we're actually just going to bring back Armstead. That's kind of wild.
I've listened to some interviews, and this is just all talk and, talk about your playing career, blah, blah, blah. But Jesse Armstead does sound like a Joe Judge kind of guy, right? He talks about he's talking about fundamentals. He's talking about the importance of, hard nose, blue collar ball and stuff like that. Sounds like a Joe Judge guy. So you know what? Jesse Armstead, if he really has an itch to kind of get back on the field, this may be the best way to do it. So
he's never coached. Like never. Like he was hired as like the whole special assistant consultant thing. But like he's never coached.
He's been in the building.
I wonder what that means. Like there's no way Armstead has more of a hands-on approach with Carter Coughlin than Kevin Sherrer and Carter Coughlin, right? Or Jody Wright.
I don't know. The Giants organization and the way that it runs has always been a mystery. Like, for example, what did David Tyree exactly do for years upon years upon years? He would always be on the sideline in training camp for years. What did he actually do? I have no clue.
Well, every team does that. They have like their legends. Like the Browns don't, because they have nobody important to their franchise, so they don't go in there. What's going on, Brandon? How about that? But the Giants, we have a lot of legends that like to be around the organization. So, let's see. I think there's a good chance that Myles Garrett has 0 sacks tonight.
I would like that. I would very much like that. It would be a nice bounce back because I think now the narrative is starting to come back that Andrew Thomas is not good. Like, that was a bad game last week. That wasn't
a bad fourth quarter.
Yeah, and also bad fourth quarter because he had Colt McCoy in there and then Daniel Jones that had 2 separate injuries. But
he was so banged up in that. Like, it was unreal going. Like, he was limping like he was crippled in that fourth quarter.
But collectively, that was a pretty bad game for the Giants offensive line that was getting a lot of momentum. And it wasn't just one of those games where it's like, oh, it was average or it wasn't great. It was bad where all Giants fans are now like, oh, we feel like we took 5 steps back as a football team when we took 3 steps forward the previous weeks, which sucks. And they have an opportunity tonight. That's why if there is a night where, I'm usually a guy that is so much centered around throwing the ball, blah, 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 blah. I kind of want to see how this will work out of just I want to drop an F-bomb right now. Fucking just pounding the rock from start to finish. I want to see how, if there is a night to see how it's going to work, it's tonight.
They're going to try as hard as they can to run the ball like this. It's not a matter of like, oh, should we try and run the ball? Like they will be like, hey, we're going to try and run the ball as much as possible tonight. But even which is good. I like that.
No, and for tonight, I agree. But even on that first series where ironically enough, the Giants were moving the ball, that first series against Seattle, it was a good mix of run and pass. But tonight, I don't care. Like, I want this offensive line to go out and punch somebody in the mouth. Don't allow Evan Ingram, who is also hurt, don't allow Evan Ingram to drop a ball or fumble a ball and then have another turnover that kills any kind of momentum that you have.
It's first play, max protection, deep shot. No, right?
No. No way.
Colt McCoy doesn't have the arm to do the max protection.
No, he doesn't.
Shot,
He doesn't.
He has the arm to run 4 verts and see if we get somebody open, but like max protect deep shot, that's just not Colt McCoy's game. We got Entertainer Chris. What's going on, big dog? I saw you got the red hoodie on. We're gonna get got some winning vibes. I love it. I love it, Chris.
The camouflage hat. I love that hat.
Is Joe Judge a hunter? Do you think Joe Judge is a hunter?
I can see Joe Judge in the offseason getting the Yeti, having a whole Yeti collection of the coolers and the whole gear, and going out and just being a dude and hunting.
Do you think we can put together a hunting trip of Joe Judge, Rich Soybert, Dave Tollefson, and Justin Tuck? Do you think we can get that done? What's the current Giant that we can get that would be willing to hunt with us?
A current Giant that would be willing to hunt.
Don't say the one that's most realistic. But
okay, let's not say that. Why would I feel Why would I feel like Leonard Williams would be willing to do it? Just because he's willing to do so many different things.
Yeah, but he's an ocean guy.
He spearfishes, so we can convince him to do the latter.
He's scurfed, yeah. We could get that done, but
there's like peace and serenity in the ocean. We're like, oh, we'll just take it above water now.
Yeah, for sure. Have you ever been hunting?
No, never been hunting.
I've been a couple times.
Laser tag. I did laser tag in the woods once.
You have to be quiet.
I'm not a quiet person.
You guys have paid attention to the show. Literally the exact opposite of that.
I'm not a quiet person. I'm also a big person, so my steps are, my steps are, crunchier. You can hear everything crunching. I'm not a quiet person.
Let's see. Judge is hunting Mayfield tonight. I like that.
Oh, good joke. Good pun. I like that.
Why does everyone say David Mayo definitely hunts?
I could see it. Blake Martinez? You say Blake Martinez hunting a little bit?
He's Hispanic, though. He went to Stanford? Where's he grow up at? California?
That's a good question.
Cali guys don't hunt.
I think just tough guys hunt. And Blake Martinez is a tough guy.
Bobby, Justin, do you guys like buffalo or barbecue wings more?
Barbecue.
I'll go barbecue, boneless, regular bone-in buffalo, and then the chat will go like, boneless wings, no wings at all. We could have that fun conversation. Let's see.
I'm a big boneless guy. Big boneless guy. I don't like getting my hands dirty.
Spineless, some would say.
Spineless.
Oh wow.
I've been saying that recently. Spineless.
All right.
Pat Leonard has no spine. That's what I wanted to say to him today.
Let's talk about how Pat Leonard just sucks. He just sucks. Like that's who he sucks.
I was like, why was I thinking of the phrase spineless today? I'm like, oh yeah, it's because Pat Leonard is now going back on his like whole tirade of Odell Beckham Jr. should be traded. Now he's saying that he shouldn't have been traded. So I'm like, you just have no spine. That's what
I loved his like thing, like the Giants leading wide receiver 39 yards last week. It's like, yeah, no, Odell had 0. Like he doesn't. Like this is like that factors in, Patricia. I just like flat out don't like him at all. How Andrew Thomas doing? Are you asking like in general? Because I think he's doing pretty well. He had a bad fourth quarter versus Arizona, but like I'm not worried about it.
He's a very talented man, so I'm sure he's doing well. Maybe he's gonna do some
a good run blocker too. So we should run the ball a lot.
Musical performances for his family over the holidays. That's what I'm thinking Andrew Thomas is up to.
Him and his sister are really good at like music and stuff.
I'm gonna hire them. My birthday party.
Justin, are you gonna win today in the John Boy Media Fantasy Football League?
Oh, I think I'm behind actually. Bad news.
Because my brother is gonna win for me in it, and then we're gonna spend our money at the Cheez-It Bowl if we win.
Well, let's actually look at what's happening. Oh, it's gonna be close.
It should be on ESPN. ESPN is for losers, so no, we shouldn't. No. I take that as an insult, Nos.
Zach, who I'm playing, the video editor for John Boy Media, he has Wayne Gallman going tonight, so that's tough for me. I am down by 2 points right now, and I'm projected to lose by 4. I have nobody else going tonight. I am done. I have nothing. Sunday night.
All he has is Wayne Gallman?
And all he has is Wayne Gallman, but he's already up by 2 points.
And tough. You don't have any, but do you have anybody tomorrow?
I have Kamara going right now. I have Kenyon Drake going right now. I have Robert Woods going right now. I have New Orleans defense going right now. I clearly did not check my lineup if I'm starting New Orleans defense.
Good God, are you kidding?
Well, the New Orleans defense has 6 points, and I have nobody going tomorrow.
If it ends up being you versus me / my brother, we should definitely be like, you dumb baseball idiots at John Boy Media. Like, of course we won. And I won't talk about who took the 3 worst spots, but it's just predictable. All right. Are the Jets actually going to blow this? What's the Jets score? What's the Jets score right now? Get anybody up? I guess I could look it up.
I really enjoyed watching football today.
I am so happy they're going to lose the number 1 overall pick if they do. Oh, they're only up by 3. Jenny, put on the Jets game. It's 2 minutes left. Rams have the ball. Or no, Jets have the ball. I really hope they don't. I really hope 3rd and 6. Okay, wow. So the Rams might get the ball back. I really hope they don't get the number 1 overall pick, because the way they've treated Sam Darnold, who I think is a talented player, who I think with the right pieces around him could have been a really good quarterback, they ruined him. And I get he may go to a better team next year, but 4 years in, man, you can be your trajectory can be screwed up by the team around you. And that's what the Jets did. They did it. So I don't want to see them benefit from this. I just don't. First down, Jets. They're going to win this game. They're going to win this game. Good. I hope all Jets fans cry, or Jets fans, they didn't do anything, but the Jets organization, get out of here.
It's even more of a shame that if they now obviously have not seen Zach Wilson, have not looked into Zach Wilson, but a lot of people do like Zach. It would be a shame if they got their hands on Zach Wilson, who looks like such a talented prospect, and they ruined him.
Well, I wish they would get Justin Fields. Like, I don't know. I need to watch these guys. I'm going to spend all January watching these guys and getting.
Because Adam Gase is not getting fired.
Yes, he is. Stop saying that.
I've been saying it the entire year. Adam Gase is coming back next year.
You've been wrong. Brandon Cassie says, Wills or Thomas, long term right now, who would you rather have? So he comes here because he watches the videos. Thomas right now this season, Thomas has been, I would say, much better in the run game consistently. Wills, on the whole, has been much better than Thomas in the past game. But if you go over the last 6 games, I probably would pick Thomas. So I would just say Thomas, Brandon. And I don't think that's me being you watch the videos, I try to be with that. I can be a biased Giants fan, but with that video, with those 3 guys, is where I try to be as unbiased as possible. I would go Thomas, but I don't think that's even a knock on Wills. I think it's that all 3 of those guys are amazing, and supposedly Wirfs is playing really well too. I haven't watched him, but I think 10, 15 years from now, we'll look back at that class and look at like that might be the best left tackle class of all time.
Yeah,
and then you have Tristan Wirfs in there too. Like I really do think, and it's funny to say going into this draft that people said, "Oh, none of them are elite. None of them are elite prospects." It's like, no, they're just really close to each other. So you don't have that one guy that sticks out. But I think all 3 of those guys, if they stay healthy, are going to have amazingly long, awesome careers.
Mekhi Becton had an incredible block today at the goal line that allowed Frank Gore to score a touchdown, where he just washed out Aaron Donald, and it was very, very fun.
Really, I didn't see. Oh, that'll be fun to watch. Like 2 weeks ago, Becton gave up 2 sacks. He added like 70 rushing yards, like by himself. Like he opened up holes for 70 rushing yards. It was nuts.
Yeah.
Let's see. What's the most important position for New York Giants to target with 1st round draft pick? Wide receiver, I would say. I don't know.
Wide receiver, edge rusher, or linebacker.
Inside linebacker.
If there is I guess if you're, I'm just thinking from a talent standpoint, where you have Dylan Moses, you have Micah Parsons, you have some good interior linebackers. Moses. Huh?
I don't want Dylan Moses.
No. Well, he's raw, and we talked about that a couple months ago, but I liked him. This is also us talking when we haven't.
Chaz Surratt in the second round. Chaz Surratt will be there in the second round.
Chaz Surratt. So, those are my 3 positions.
I think Chaz Surratt's gonna be the best linebacker in the draft. I haven't even watched all of the other ones, so that's all it says about him. And then you're gonna have a bunch of people say Micah Parsons. Go watch Chaz Surratt. All right, what are we doing here? We got some questions. Bobby, are people trying to defend Garrett just because they hate Jones and don't want it to be anyone else's fault? I don't know. There's definitely people who have I have realized with some people that it's like, oh, they hate Gettleman, and Jones represents Gettleman. So moving on from Jones means kind of moving on from Gettleman.
Right.
Or hating on Jones means hate. So I have noticed that with some people, but at the same time, it's like, yes, have we brought context to a lot of stuff, a ton of stuff? Yes. But 95% of people don't do that, nor should they. And when you look at Jones this year, you're not impressed. You understand the circumstances around, but you're not. And a lot of people just say, okay, see, he's not what we thought he was in his rookie year, and that's what people do.
Yeah.
Let's see. I just watched him a little bit. I wasn't the biggest fan. He's kind of raw. But I actually just randomly started watching. I can't remember who I watched him against. Let's see. What's the Cardinals score? 26-26. They got the ball with 10 minutes left. Let's see. Let's see. All right, we're at 30 minutes. We can go another 5 minutes or so.
No, we got time. We got time.
Yeah, hit us with some final questions. Has the injury report came out or anything?
It's a good question. Should. It definitely should.
Jets are in victory formation. They won. It's very hard to go winless in the NFL. It's a lot harder than people realize. Rich Eisen's Twitter feed is legendary right now. Oh, gosh. We have to do it. Maybe I'll even share my screen. Let's see. Rich Eisen Twitter feed.
Let's see it. Isn't he a Jets fan?
Is he?
I think he might be. I think it's him and a Greenie, Mike Greenberg, that are Jets. I might be. I could be right.
I know he's a Michigan side. He's just tweeting out office gifts.
Oh.
Well, he's watching the Cardinals-Eagles game, though, because he's talking about Aqib Talib.
Oh.
It's just literally office gifts. And the only games I see him actually talk about is the Eagles versus the Cardinals and the DeAndre Hopkins big play.
Some people are liking Aqib Talib in the booth now. I need to listen to him.
Yeah, I mean, I've been watching more of the Chiefs game, so I haven't spent too much about it. So
yeah, I was
Jeffrey Prado. Thank you. You didn't say anything. You could have said something. If I see your name in the chat, I will get to it. Well, thank you, Jeffrey. I appreciate that.
It's tough to leave comments on the super chats.
Since the Jets fans, you were right, Justin.
Boom, my brain. Good job, brain.
Let's see. Yeah, so it's hard to tell what a GIF is in reference to when you're not watching it in live time.
What if? Here's the thing. Okay, Jets go on a mini winning streak the final 2 weeks of the season. They're 3-0. Just like the final 8 games last year, they finished the season 6-2 in 2019.
That's kind of real.
They're going to finish the season 3-0. And Adam Gase will talk into ownership saying, "See, we finished the season off strong. Sam Darnold was healthy. Give me a healthy quarterback, and give me a quarterback that I actually like and I actually want, and I will guide you to victory." That is going to happen.
That's all made up. He wanted Sam Darnold. He took the job because of Sam Darnold.
Mm-hmm.
And going 3-0 in a 3-13 season, the end of the game, is totally different than going 6-2 when Sam Darnold was out for the beginning of that Jets season last year.
They may
end up 9-10 wins last year with Sam Darnold. Now they lost players, but this idea that you have that they're going to keep Adam Gase is unreal. I think it's your worst take you've ever had.
Oh, I don't know. I think I
feel like you're like trolling me because it triggers me every time you say it.
Adam Gase also very much wanted Mike McCagnon as his general manager when he took the job, and look at how well that worked out.
No, he didn't. They butted heads like immediately.
That's my.
They couldn't even get through free agency.
He took the job saying, "Oh, I will work with this general manager," blah blah blah, and then lo and behold, got into the ear of Johnson, and I don't like him. Get him out of the building, and then he did.
They're not keeping Adam Gase. I mean, it's common.
You just wait.
You want to put money on it? I'll put $300 on it.
I don't want to put $300 on it. Let's slow down. Let's slow down here.
Bill Cowher is not coming back to football. I just don't see it happening. Now we all said that about Gruden too.
Boomer Esiason was trolling. It was probably just trolling so he can give a joke on WFAN in the morning.
Yeah, and he's trying. Bill Cowher getting his name back out there. Bobby, I don't think Saquon fits Garrett's system. I don't think anybody fits Garrett's system, to be honest with you, Chris. I just don't. I don't think anybody. Like, I saw the cow here. Let me see if I can find this tweet. Actually, I had a tweet.
Jason Witten fits in Jason Garrett's system, but that's about it.
Think about the talent that the Cowboys have, and then go look at last year against winning teams and against losing teams. Dak Prescott's stats. It looks like a horrible player and an amazing player. So they had the talent. When they played bad teams, they were able to blow them out, have these great offensive games. Against the good teams, they sucked every time. I mean, every single time. And they were probably one of the most talented teams in the NFL. Probably like a top 5 talented team, offense and defense last season. And they lost. They didn't even win the division in the worst division in football. Like, remember every time they played a good team, they would have like 7 points. Jason Garrett stinks, and it was even Jason Garrett, like progressive Garrett with Kellen Moore there. Like that's a progressive version of Jason Garrett, and it stunk.
Yep.
Oh man, you guys got me fired up. Apparently the Jags may hire Lincoln Riley if they get Trevor. Look out. Yeah, Lincoln Riley. We'll see. We will see. Darius Slayton under or over 80 yards receiving. Under 79.
Tough.
Bobby for wide receiver and Bobby for QB. I like it. Just hire me as the tight ends coach. Like if Freddie Kitchens can do it, I can do it.
Wow.
That didn't mean to be a shot at Freddie.
That was a shot.
What's the easiest position to coach in football? Actually, never mind. I'm not going to ask you that.
I'm not intelligent. I think defensive line. That's my take.
I don't want to say it because I know it's going to make you all giddy. That's why I didn't want to ask you that.
Quarterback? You think he's the easiest quarterback?
Running back is the easiest position to coach in football.
See, I am giddy.
Let's see. Do you guys typically go to a lot of Giants games in a non-COVID time? I try to go once a year. I kind of started that last year. I've only been I don't like to admit that. Justin, though, is a season ticket holder.
Yeah, I go. I've had regular season tickets every year since 2008. And since I've had my car at school in Philadelphia, I try to go to every game the last couple of years. So, yes. Yes.
I think Colt will throw for 800 yards. I agree with you. I do agree with you there.
Yeah.
Kicker and punter. Oh, so I don't count special teams.
Special teams don't exist in my brain.
And you don't get credit for being good at special teams. You only just get blamed for being bad at it. Let's see. All right, let's take one more question and then we will roll. We will roll, although we're starting to gain some more people, but it is what it is. We're going to have to roll, guys. We're going to get ready for the game. We're going to watch the end of these games. I don't want to. Justin, what school in Philly did you go to?
I went to St. Joseph's University in Philadelphia. Jesuit school. Went to a Jesuit school for high school, St. Peter's Prep, Jesuit school for college, and it was a lot of fun. Philly's a cool city. It's a bad football team, but cool city.
Should Joe Webb return kicks?
Yes.
Yeah, why not? Use them.
Not Deion Lewis.
No, we do not want any more fumbles. He doesn't have the burner speed that when he does hit a hole, he's not going to break away. Why is Dante Pettis on this team? Probably for next year.
Interesting.
Who will Joe Judge's special team trick play be for the Sunday night spotlight be? Who if there's a trick play, like who's the ball going to?
Andrew Thomas.
Again?
Yeah.
I'm going to say Matt Parrott because they do use him as a jumbo tight end, but they never like run him out on routes, like never. So I think they will run him on a route this week. How about that?
Yeah, how about that? I love it.
I know Joe Judge disagrees with the special teams, but it's we can't agree on everything.
But it's also we're fans. I'm not a coach, so I could care less about special teams.
Exactly. Chris Mickle says, Justin, who would you rather face in the championship game, me or Danny King?
Chris, I'll be honest. You're a lot more invested in the Talking Giants Fantasy League than I am.
I hope it's you versus Danny. So I don't have to pay you guys.
Nobody gets money. I would rather face you, Chris, because I think you have a better team than I do. I actually checked my team today, and I was like, this is not a good team. How am I in the semifinals? So I would rather face you because I think you would win. I mean, I have Russell Wilson at quarterback, so that just kind of like launches everything for me.
I need to check score of that because, like there's some people who paid in that like there's like 3 or 4 people paying. So if you or Danny wins, you'll get that whatever money. I'll have to go back and look. I think it's $80. But if not, I have to give Chris $180. And I'll be honest, your boy does not want to empty the pockets.
Wow.
That's just me being me.
I'm very close to, there's a chance I could win the John Boy Media Fantasy League. There's a chance I could win the Talking Giants Patreon Fantasy League, and then there's a good chance that I'm going to win the fantasy league that Bobby, Danny, and Justin have this year. So
I have been spending my bonus money before I have it, and that's not a good thing. Let's see. All right, let's end this thing. Guys. We appreciate you. We're going to be if you are a psycho. If you are a psycho, we will be live after the game, probably within 30 to 45 minutes after the game, going live with our recap episode. It's only on patreon.com/talkinggiants, which is $2 a month. When you enter, you get a magnet, cool stuff, and then you get entered into twice a month t-shirt raffles, and we do some extra stuff. We try to do some extra stuff here and there for the Patreon, but it's more of just kind of like the main thing is like you get to be a part of our live streaming of the podcast like this. So we'll be there after the game. If you want to join. If you don't. And we are the #1 Giants podcast with Apple Podcast ratings. How about that? We passed Giant Insider. They can suck it. I really wanted to reply to your tweet today, Justin, because the issue with your tweet is we're only up by 1, so they could pass us tomorrow.
Well, they have us. They have me blocked, so they can't see that I tweeted that.
Yeah, but people could send it to them. But I wanted to like put the side by side and just be like, "Suck it, Giant Insider."
I don't care. Like on a real note, this is I had my own podcast that I launched in 2018, and a goal that I had was literally to be the highest rated, most rated podcast for the Giants. Like that was a goal at one point that I set last year. And the fact that, we did it in 1 year, you asked me to come on Talking Giants, and the fact that we did it in 1 year, it's kind of a cool thing. So I celebrate it for one day. They can pass us tomorrow. I don't care. So
they won't pass us tomorrow if you click on that link I put in the chat and leave a 5-star rating review. All right, we are out. We'll be back after the game on Patreon. See you guys.